I'm Rebecca and welcome to RCKicks. I am taking over today and we are going to go through the top 10 mistakes that newbies into RC often make. If you are just thinking about getting into the hobby, then you can save yourself a lot of time, effort and money avoiding these top 10 mistakes. And if you're already into RC, you can look back and think about those things that you might have done in the past. Number 1, power. You don't want to go OTT on power for your first RC car, especially in the 1/10 and smaller cars. You're just going to crash, you're going to lose control and the car is not going to function properly. You want to start small and work your way up. You want to be able to get a feel of the car and not go zooming off before you know how it works. Number 2, buying way too many hop-ups for your first RC car. Now when you get your car, it can be really exciting and you want to buy every part possible to make your car amazing. But this is not a good idea at the beginning. It's going to be really expensive. It can also make your car really fragile and not handle as well. You need to take it out as stock and get used to it first, and then slowly start doing some research into what is going to work really well for you. Number 3, buying the wrong kind of RC car. Now when you've decided that you want to buy your first RC car, you need to think about what kind is going to suit you best. So think about location. Where are you going to run your RC car? Is it going to be on the road, the tarmac? Do you need a road car? Are you going to go out on the mud and through the fields? This is going to influence what kind of car you need to think about getting. Be clear about the expectations that you have of your first RC car and exactly what you want it to do. So something like this monster beetle with its big wheels, you might think could do the same kind of things as this X-Max. You need to be realistic about where you're taking it and exactly what you're expecting of it. The monster beetle is not going to be able to go on the skate park and get bashed around. It's just going to fall to pieces.
Point 4, don't think for a second I'm going to let Rebecca just come in and take over everything, do you? Point 4, if you decide that you're going to go with an RC kit for your first RC, make sure you stick to something that's a bit simple, especially when it comes to the body. It's very easy when you look up at all those boxes on the shelf to go for one that looks amazingly cool, especially the rally cars, as they are very complicated and very difficult, and it's really easy to get overwhelmed and put off with your final result. What I would do is go for something that's a lot simpler with a single paint job and very few decals. Don't forget you can always buy a second body later on, as when you take it out and drive it around, odds on are you're going to scratch it. And if you spent all that time and you're not overly keen on the results you get and then you damage it, this is all negative things that you don't want on your first RC. So just go for something simple, it will look cool. Also, if you want to know more about how to paint up an RC body, I've got loads of videos on the channel. I'll put a link in the description to one so you can go check it out.
Number 5, spending way too much money on your first RC car. Now you don't need to spend upward of £300 to £400 to get yourself into the hobby. A good budget car, something like this one, is a really good start. It's so easy to get carried away and to keep upping the money that you're going to spend. But you don't want to have your first car, break it and then have it sat in the garage for ages after you've just spent hundreds and hundreds of pounds. Start small, because quite often you will end up with quite a few of these cars. Number 6, not taking the time to learn how to fix your RC car. Now, especially with ready-to-runs, people don't always get to know their car, and this is a big part of the hobby. Getting to know your car and fixing it yourself really help you to understand how it works and save you a lot of expense. You don't want to buy your car, break it and then have to take it back to the shop. To really get into the hobby, get some tools out and have a go at fixing it yourself. Number 7, it's all about location. Now when you want to take your first RC car for a drive, think about where you're going to go. The road might seem like a good idea, but curbs are RC car magnets.
I've got the car, let's see how fast we can go.
Come on then.
And destroy cars. So pick a nice wide open space, get a few cones and try and move around them where you're not going to crash into things. You don't want to buy your first RC car and then have it smashed up on the first drive.
You smashed it on the first one?
You need to think about how you can practice driving, but in a safe way. Number 8, bashing your RC car too hard. Now, RC cars are amazingly durable compared to the old vintage stuff that we used to see. The plastics have improved and all the parts are more long wearing. However...
Long wearing? Is that even like English?
Yeah?
Long wearing?
Yeah, they wear for longer. The plastics are a lot more hard wearing. However, if you watch YouTube videos of people taking their cars to the skate park and bashing them, and you're going to expect to do the same with your new car, you're going to be in for a shock. It's not if it gets broken, it's when. So you've just bought your first RC car and you take it to the skate park and you bash it around, you're going to have to do lots of repairs. This is going to get really expensive really quickly. You might only be at the skate park for a matter of minutes before your car is broken and you're going to have to spend a lot of money and time to repair it. Not learning how to store, manage and maintain your LiPo batteries. Now, LiPo batteries are amazing for RC cars, but they are not like the battery in your phone. You need to make sure that you put it in storage mode. You don't want to leave it at 100% or run it down to 0. Do your research and look after your LiPo batteries. Number 10, not doing any maintenance on your RC car. Now, it can be really easy to think that you plug in the battery, you run your car, then you come home and put it in the cupboard. Well, if you want your RC car to last and to be able to enjoy running it for lots of time to come, then you need to do some maintenance on it. So especially if you've been out in the rain, in the wind, in the snow, at the beach, then you need to make sure that you wash it and you dry it before you put it away. Screws can come loose. You need to make sure that all the parts are still intact and there haven't been any breakages. It's really good to repair it and put it back dry and ready to run next time.